Sunday morning, grab a cup and tune on in. Robert and Dave got that southern charm, let the laughter begin. From the morning funny to Maga Minute, ain't no better way to start your day the southern way, with a little joke and pray. We're just southern folks talking southern things, front porch swinging where the church bells rang. From Mama Said to Hump Day News, we keep it real with down-home views. Sunday morning in the Word, get that gospel flow. Prayer time calls, so let's let our troubles go. Come Monday night, Mama Said is bringing the truth. And when it's night talk with Dave, man, you know it's getting loose. We're just southern folks talking southern things, stories and sports where the good times hang. From SFP News to I Remember That, we tell it like it is, and that's a fact. Got our veteran of the week, gotta show our pride. Pets of the week, bringing love worldwide. Talking paranormal, digging true crime. Southern fried stories all the dang time. So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give 'em a hand? So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give 'em a hand?
And good evening, and a glorious good evening to all of you. Lewis, doing great. Rob's not on the Sunday night program. And I haven't talked to him actually. It's kind of an unusual. I'm sure he's fine. I haven't talked to him today, well, all weekend, I think, since Friday night's live. I have not talked to Rob. So good evening to those. Patty Cake 65 on Instagram. Love the name. All of you in X and YouTube and wherever you may be coming from. Rumble, Twitch, Kick, all those different streams. How are you doing tonight? It's been a good Sunday. Started off with our ministry show this morning, and I've been busy all afternoon getting ready for getting information to our web designer for our soon to come website. Wow, just getting all that stuff in one place is going to be a blessing. I keep in my personal email, I keep the links to all of the streams, or there was a couple I needed to add, and then I found out a couple of them weren't working. Probably a change I made. So it's good to check those things. It'd be good to have them in one place, check them quicker, and then I could quickly copy down to the email. I need to do that to the to the podcast email as well. But we do that so that when people go out, if they see our email, then they can just click into whatever stream it is, which is what the website will do. So praise God. We're looking forward to having some things that will be easier. I've got to send her some more stuff. These are things behind the scenes, but hey, we like sharing with you what's going on because you're our family, and we appreciate that. We appreciate your support. Great things are going to happen. We signed the contract for the affiliates with Patriot Mobile on Friday, really right before we went on the air, and hoping to have all the information tomorrow or Tuesday on that so we can put that up. I know that our promo code is going to be cornbread. Yay! We on our Southern Fried or excuse me, on our W we use Southern Fried, so we decided to switch it up and use cornbread. And as we go in, and we're going to get into news. There's lots of news. I'll take the full time tonight. You know, but let me just knock out a couple of housekeeping things. I know you got back from the gym, Lewis. That's good. Take care of yourself, brother, man. Yeah, got to do those things. But just keeping you up to date on what's going on. It's always good to know that, you know, we never wanted to be stagnant. We always had a vision and a dream of where we wanted to be. And every step of the way is a next step in that. And so part of that was, you know, getting our affiliates, you know, getting more affiliates on advertisers eventually, and to become an LLC and all those good things. We're going to have our own coffees, but that's, you know, all things in due time. First steps first. We had got, you know, at one time I can remember when it was so easy to handle everything, I could just do it on my phone. I still do a lot on my phone, but it is very much a lot to keep up with. So we're just streamlining some things, and putting things in motion that will help, so that we will be able to, uh, hopefully within our 1 year anniversary will be Memorial Day. We've talked about that before, and you'll see much more to come on that, as we get closer. Sorry for the blip that happens. That's just because we're also going through Rumble Studio. It does that when we do that. I don't know why, but we'll figure it out. But we go on live through Rumble Studio as well. So we're on tonight. I reduced it down just a little bit for a reason. I was checking something for about 9 streams tonight. We've been doing as much as 11. So every now and again you might see that. It's just one of those things where they're tied together, linked together, and it causes that. So that's what it is. We are aware of it. We can see it too, but it only does it every once in a while, so it's not that big a deal. And there it went again. Got the coffee, got ready to go. Good at church. I enjoyed this morning's program. Enjoyed Friday night's program. Joe and Donna Amore, they'll be back, and can't wait for that. We've got shows. Obviously, Mama Said tomorrow night, the morning show in the morning. Mama Said, Miss Elizabeth joins us, and that's always been one of our main shows, and we love that. She's brought so much to the show, and I'm excited about her being there, and any show that she wants to come in. But it's really a blessing. Close to your birthday. Yeah, we talked about it, I think, Lewis. And you're going on a cruise. Awesome. For your birthday. Good deal. Then Wednesday morning, we'll have shows Tuesday night, our Southern Fried Racing Hour. Hey, what about the Wood Brothers today? You know, you may not be a racing fan, but one of the oldest race teams continuous in NASCAR, the Wood Brothers. Number one, baby. Way to go. That's been a long time coming. 101st win of their career, and legendary team. I am so excited about that. We're going to talk about that Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live. Me and Dean, I'm my new co-host for the Southern Fried Racing Hour. Wednesday morning, we have our morning show again, Hump Day. But then Hump Day news Wednesday night. I'm telling you all this to get to this point. This week we have, as long as everything goes well, Steve from Half Pine Forge will be co-hosting with us. It's our part 2 of hair metal bands, 80s. We'll let you dip a little bit in the other decade if you need to. We will be in somewhat costume, I guess you could say. I don't know how this is going to go. I will have a temporary name that night, which I'll reveal on the air as we go live. And this is actually the launching point for some extra comedic routines that we will have going forward. And we'll talk about that Wednesday. So, and then we know we're back into Cornbread Nation Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, then the Friday shows and then the weekend. So we just keep on churning. But good news about that. Patriot Mobile, the new website, be coming online. All of that, hopefully, this week. Hey, are we at war? The question tonight. Is the United States of America at war? No, it's not a congressional declared war, but the question would be, are we at, hey, Brother Cook, man, I hope you're better. Hope mom's better. You got to get back in studio, man. I get it. I understand. But man, do I miss you. We've had so many things happen, and we got to get you back in studio, man. You're crew, man. We love you, man. Thank you for the love. Uh, brother Cook, Cowboy Cook, we call him because he's a big Cowboys fan. Cowboy Cook in the house. Soon, brother, soon. Uncle Jeb's over here keeping your seat warm. Um, but is the United States of America at war? I think we might be. We hit the Houthis. We hit the Houthis, and in Yemen, that's a cesspool of hell right there in Yemen. And so they struck back. 18 ballistic missiles and drones, all fired at the USS aircraft carrier Harry Truman. No, you didn't heard it. They have vowed to target all ALL warships in the Red Sea and Arabian Sea. I think we're at war. I have no problem with the Houthis being hit, but let's be honest with ourselves tonight. America is at war, and this is also a message to Iran. And all of this, like I said, this whole entrance into this Middle Eastern area is fraught with problems. It can blow up in your face. The one thing I will say about this, you can't just halfway do it. If you do, it'll be a disaster. But to do what you have, well, I understand, Michael, but do we really believe that they have cut all ties, or is that just something to be said in the to calm things down? They have basically declared war on our ships. So in that stance, not officially, but we're at war. We are, news is that we're going to relocate Palestinians and become real estate developers of Gaza. I've been talking about that for the weekend, ever since Thursday night into Friday and then Saturday. And well, really into Saturdays when I really started talking about it. We need to be praying for America. And, things are heating up. It was kind of a slow weekend. And then all of a sudden, President Trump pulls the button and pushes the button, or whatever you want to say. Well, yeah, but I'm saying that we're either all in or all out. I mean, this is the problem. You can't throw a few strikes in there and let that be it. Not when they've declared war. Now, we're going to sail our fleets through the Red Sea, and we're going to flow in the Arabian Sea. They're not going to stop us, and they know that. But this will probably escalate some. Yes, well, everybody gets their weapons from Iran. I mean, the whole regime, the Hezbollah gets their weapons from Iran. Russia gets their drones from Iran. Iran's in the drone business. That's their biggest export, I think, is drones, artillery, bullets, mines, all kind of weapons. You remember years? I've said this before. If you go back a number of years, one of the biggest takedowns ever was the ship Karine a cargo ship that was loaded by Iran on an island and was filled with $50 million worth of military hardware. If you can go online and still see all that laid out there on the deck, or at least a good portion of it, with everything that they had, artillery shells, millions of bullets, all sorts of things for, the terrorist superstore. It was the terrorist superstore. They were gonna sell it all the way to I think the Saudi Arabia or Egypt one. I think it was Saudi Arabia, offload it there, then bring it through the tunnels into Hamas and Hezbollah and everybody else. Well, Israel was tracking this thing, and their special forces hit it before it got to, they waited to get to, I want to say 50 miles offshore, and they hit that thing and took it. And it was a big embarrassment for Iran because they were claiming they weren't involved in nothing like that. They got the paperwork, they got the ship's captain, they got it all. It was a complete victory, and it stopped a lot of bad stuff going into the region. So Iran has been a terror agent for decades, and that's what they do. That's why when Obama gave a pallet load of cash, literally a pallet load of cash to the Iranians, it infuriated me because it was the stupidest thing ever. All that money was just going to go to, it was going to go to terrorists, and we don't need these jacklegs getting any hold of anything else. So that's the lead tonight. Is we're not in a declared war, but make no mistake, these are the salvos of of some kind of military action that could lead to even more. So we'll see what rat, and I'll just say it, what rat over there wants to raise her head up. And yes, he did, Michael. We ain't forgot that. Absolutely, have not forgot about that. It should have never happened. And Biden as well has let they played footsies with these little speedboats that come flying around. And I've said it before, if you get within a certain radius of any ship, especially your aircraft carrier, if you get within a radius in the air, under the water, or on the water, does not matter to me. You get in a certain radius of that, and you are warned, and you cross that line, you're dead. You drop those boats where they are, you drop the planes where they are, you drop the subs, if it's a sub or a mine or whatever it is, you take care of it. You cannot let enemy forces get to your carrier group like that. And that's what you have such a big grouping as, the destroyers and all the different aspects, the subs that are along for that. They don't give you exact numbers. Most people kind of know it's a big battle group, the Sixth Fleet or whatever it is that is sailing in the region. You can't let them get to that. That's why it was so jackleg when the aircraft carrier got hit by the cargo ship recently. It's like, how does a ship get close to the carrier? How does that happen? I mean, that just can't happen. Lots of answers there, questions we have and answers we don't have to that. So President Trump, showing toughness. Pete Hegseth, they're hitting the Houthis. This place, like I said, it's a hellhole. Yemen is just a hellhole, and it's been causing trouble in the region for some time, and that's fine. Let's take care of it. But that is where we're at on a Sunday night, going into Monday with this threat, a vow by the Houthis to target all U.S. warships in the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea. Well, you will get double in return. That's all I can say. You will get double in return if you come towards our ships like that. So they've already done it. And so this is going to heat up. Now, listen, we've kind of talked through this a little bit. You've got it's not any better in Syria. Israel's been hitting targets in Syria left and right because these people would love nothing more than to come across into the Golan Heights and wage war against Israel. Of course, the Russians and the Bashar Assad regime was forced to retreat. So there's a lot going on in the region. Iraq's been a little quiet, but that could always blow up as there's still terror groups in the region. Turkey's been itching to get in some sort of a confrontation for some time, but so far, as we've been able to hold that portion back. But and of course, Israel, and there's still hostages. Israel's still hitting Hamas and at times Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon. So the Middle East is aflame right now. I mean, pretty much. It's not the full on flame it could be, but there's definitely some flames shooting up in the Middle East right now. Well, yeah, uh, that's those things are going to happen, brother, and I know you know that. So that's news. That's big news because we see this. We see this attack, and the Gateway Pundit has an article about this if you'd like to go there and look at it. But President Trump, as it says in the article, is demonstrating his signature quote peace through strength, and we've all resonate with that. By the way, President Trump's poll numbers are the strongest that any president has had in the last 20 years. People believe in what he's doing, except for obviously there's the haters out there, but the majority of Americans, by far, are standing behind him and what he's doing. So he's not afraid to do that when it's needed. At the same time this is going on, there has been news that's come out late Sunday that Putin and Trump are going to be meeting in the near future. So I think there's several things going on several fronts, and we'll see what happens. Pete Hegseth had this to say. He said, "An era of peace through strength is back. We are sitting on 4 years of deferred maintenance from Joe Biden, where in particular, when you talk about the Houthis, they were allowed for over 100 times to shoot at U.S. ships." And I complained about this. I mean, that's what I just said. How do you allow that crap to happen? You have to defend your military men and women. That's wherever we are. We do not let anybody do us that way. We coordinate with people. We coordinate with governments around the world when we're working in conjunction in those areas near their borders. But we are not going to let someone take shots at us unless you're Joe Biden or President Obama. He said also to shoot at commercial shipping. This campaign is about freedom of navigation and restoring deterrence. The minute the Houthis say we will stop shooting at your ships, we will stop shooting at your drones, this campaign will end. But until then, it will be unrelenting, Hegseth warned. Quote, "We will not be nice about it. This is not the Biden administration. The message is clear. We will come after the Houthis until they stop shooting at our ships, and the Iranians better stay out of it," Hegseth continued. And there is some sitcom footage from aboard the USS Harry Truman. I believe that probably is showing our planes taking off and to defend our interests there. So they did vow revenge, and they, launched those, those drones back. Of course, they don't have the. Not to say they wouldn't do a lot of damage if they did get to did get close, but they don't have the capability that we have. We just have to be smart about it. So we'll see. Anyway, their Houthi leader Abdul Malik al Houthi, no relation, I guess. Are they all called Houthi? He warned that his militants will now target Israeli shipping in a desperate attempt to gain leverage. He also declared that all American ships were now banned from entering the Red Sea. Oh, really? You've banned us from entering the Red Sea. This guy sounds like Baghdad Bob. Remember him? Talking tough behind the microphone in Iraq when we were coming in. The Imperials are losing. Our valiant soldiers are winning this war. The Americans are being destroyed. As you hear the bombs going off the outside the building where he's at. Well, sure, Michael. We don't want to do that. I mean, we use we use all the technology that we have to not do that. Unfortunately, it does happen because they hide among the civilians. The U.S. military has not yet disclosed the extent of the damage. According to Al Jazeera, U.S. President Donald Trump said he would use overwhelming lethal force until the Houthis cease their attacks on shipping along the crucial maritime corridor in the Red Sea. Well, it's going to take a little bit then because they've been entrenched and allowed to get a foothold here for a long time. So I anticipate operations in and around the Red Sea are going to take a little bit. So in working in conjunction with the Israelis, it seems to me, Israel has vowed to destroy Hamas. America, for their part, has vowed to bring living hell to the Hamas if they don't release all the hostages. They've already went past that deadline, and so we'll see what happens with that. But it seems as though the two nations are working together to hit all these terrorists really hard, so hard they would think twice about doing it for a little bit. Israel has already hit so many, and yes, there are those who are angry about how hard they have hit the area of Gaza. But it is definitely going to be an interesting next few weeks and months, which I pretty much anticipated. We'll just have to see what happens as we go forward with Ukraine. There are other actors that are getting involved. I want to come back to that, but I want to talk about real quick the effect that Donald Trump has had. The effect that Donald Trump has had. Let me get back to where I was at, and it may have moved it, but one of the nations over in the here it is. Hungary's prime minister. I don't know if you saw this story. This is the effect that President Trump is having across the world. He is ready to implement the largest tax cut in Europe. Now get this: women with 2 or more children are to pay no income tax for life. Well, does that fly in the face of these globalist, anti-population, anti-childbearing, trying to destroy, women, turn them into men, and destroy their physical parts to be able to do that? Here you go. You have a bunch of kids, and we're going to cut out your income tax. He's going to position the country as a leader in European fiscal policy, and so he has said he'll do this. That you don't usually hear Europeans talking like that. He said that most of the new measures are meant to help families raise more kids. Well, these globalists hate that talk. Hooray to you, buddy. I mean, that's the crapola that's caused American population to be staggering, and while they try to bring in all the illegals and everything else, and for voting reasons. But what they don't tell you is that you can't sustain the population with the levels that Americans, by and large, have gotten to. Now, certain cultures have not. Okay, Americans, we're not going to have many kids, but yet we're going to move people in that have a lot of kids. They believe in that. It's cultural. They believe in that. We're supposed to believe in that. Be fruitful and multiply. And so what happens is over time, they just outnumber you because they're having all these children, as they should, and we're not overcrowded. It's just they have drumbeat that into people. But he says, with the most important new element being the expansion of the country's unique lifetime tax exemption from mothers of four to those with 3 and 2 children. Hungarian mothers with 3 children will be given lifetime income tax exemption from October this year, while the same will be gradually expanded to cover mothers with 2 kids starting in January 2026. These measures are estimated to affect 250,000 families with 3 children and another 600,000 raising 2. Amazing. He said there will only be more births if the mothers feel financially secure. Orban said, adding that Hungary would have at least 200,000 fewer births since 2010 if it wasn't for the Fidesz government's generous family policies. Besides the mother's tax exemption, which is unique in the EU, the European Union, Hungarian families already can deduct a certain amount from their taxes like in some other countries. Orban, however, also announced the doubling of the amount of these deductibles later this year, increasing the monthly support parents can write off on their taxes to €50 after 1 child, 200 after 2, and 500 after 3. In addition, all types of allowances and child care benefits linked to parental leave will also be tax-free. That's the effect, I believe, that President Trump is having. Were some of these things already in place there? It seemed like they already had a strong belief in doing this, but it is speeding things up, and things are happening across the world where it's get on board. People are frustrated around the world. They're tired of the yoke of oppression that has been put upon the citizenry in taxation and the destruction of the nuclear family, traditional values, whatever your faith system is. Every faith has a value on family, unless you're a Democrat in government in America. I mean, they believe in the sanctity of family, the sanctity of life, and that's their that their children are yours, not the government's, and and making it a we were talking about this the other day in America. It hurts you to get married, but the institution, which it's sacred, it's God's plan for the family is to get married, have kids. Well, they've done everything they can to destroy that. They cut pay if people get married. They cut benefits. I mean, instead of doing this, we do everything we can to hurt the nuclear family in America. I hope the president starts addressing some of that crap, because we need families being together. That's the model. Mom, dad. I know things happen sometimes. Work them if you can, because the children need their mom and their dad. They are so valuable to us, what they each bring to us as children. And let's have a bunch of kids. They're beautiful. The Bible says to have a quiver full of them. It is honorable to do that. It is, in fact, God commanded us to do those things. And somehow or another along the way, having children became a burden. No, it's not. And the unborn became tissues and not a living thing to some, not to me and not to God. Again, we're Christian and conservative here, so we will stand on those things. So if you want to see that article, go to the Gateway Pundit. I love that article. I just think it's amazing. A little bit about the Houthi rebels. They officially are known as Ansar Allah. They originated from the Zaidi sect of Shia, and this is important to know too, because the Sunni, the Shia, the Kurd, and there are other smaller sects of tribal people there, and the Shia usually have more power and money, where the Sunni are more of them, but they're usually poor and enslaved, to be honest. The Bashar Assad Shia, and if I remember right, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Obama's family was Sunni, if I remember right. If I'm wrong, correct me. They're in northern Yemen. Their roots can be traced back to the early 1990s, when they began to voice concerns over marginalization and socioeconomic disparities in the Yemeni government. The group initially emerged as a cultural movement aimed at preserving Zaidi traditions, but slowly transformed into a militant organization amid Yemen's political turmoil. Again, Yemen's been a mess for a good long time. The Yemeni civil war, which escalated significantly in 2015, provided an opportunity for the Houthis to assert themselves more aggressively, capturing the capital, Sana'a, and I hope I said that right, Sana'a, excuse me, and much of the north. Iran, their part in this, they have played a pivotal role in the development and radicalization of the Houthi movement. Just some good old Iranian interference. Don't you just love them? Not. Over the years, Tehran has provided training, weapons, and financial assistance to the Houthis, a relationship that has drawn significant attention from international observers and analysts. This connection is seen not just as a bilateral partnership, but as part of Iran's broader strategy to extend its influence in the Middle East. Now, can we just say chaos? Influence, not just influence, chaos. Particularly in the context of its opposition to Saudi Arabia and, yes, the evil United States. I just threw the evil in there because that's where they think of us. The support received from Iran has undoubtedly emboldened the Houthis, enabling them to conduct sophisticated military operations against Yemeni government forces and coalition troops. The implications of this Iranian support extend to the realm of regional geopolitics. The Houthi rebels' ability to launch attacks across the Arabian Peninsula has raised alarms in Riyadh and Washington, fostering fears of a wider Iranian regional strategy aimed at destabilizing, yes, U.S. interest in the region and other allied nations. So there you go. Just a little bit, just a little overview. There's much more, but that gives you a little backdrop about the Houthis. I would say a lot of Americans probably go, who? The Houthis? Who? A lot of people don't pay attention to what's going on in the region. So anyway, that's the lead news tonight. It has to be. We hit the Houthis. They tried to hit back, didn't work. They have vowed to hit us everywhere and every ship. And most importantly, don't forget, I'm sure President Trump is shaking in his boots right now, or his shoes. Not. They ordered us, that they commanded that we cannot come into the region. Okay, let's see how that works for you. Amazing. Amazing. So that is part of the lead story tonight. Another story that I wanted to jump into is, these judges have been keeping, they've been making rulings against the administration and ordering them that they can't do certain things, whether it's money or firing of someone or whatever. But there's a story on Newsmax tonight. Trump deports, quote, hundreds of violent criminals despite judge's order to halt the flights, which, I'm glad he did. Obviously, we don't need them here. They transferred hundreds of immigrants to El Salvador despite a federal judge's order temporarily barring the deportations under an 18th century wartime declaration targeting Venezuelan gang members. Flights were in the air at the time of the ruling. We're not turning around. U.S. District Judge James E. Boasberg issued an order Saturday evening blocking the deportations, but lawyers told him there were already two planes with migrants in the air, one headed for El Salvador and the other for Honduras. I'm sorry, they're not answering. They're not answering the radio. Yeah, Michael, you don't think they didn't have that planned? I love it. He verbally ordered the planes to be turned around, but they apparently were not. Duh. And he did not include the directive in his written order. Oopsie, too late. Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele, a Trump ally who agreed to house about 300 migrants for a year at a cost of $6 million in his country's prisons, wrote on the social media site X above an article about Boasberg's ruling. That post was recirculated by the White House's communication director, Stephen Chuang, Secretary of State. This cracks me up. Secretary of State Marco Rubio negotiated an earlier deal with Bukele to house migrants. Posted on the site, we sent over 250 alien enemy members of Tren de Aragua, which El Salvador has agreed to hold, and they're very good jails at a fair price that will also save our taxpayers dollars. Hundreds of violent criminals were sent out of our country, Rubio said in a statement. The Declaration of the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which has been used only 3 times in U.S. history. Don't you just love it when President Trump pulls out something that they were like, oh, where did he get that at? They wish we'd have thought of that. We'd have got some MAGA out of here. I'm sure that they'd have thought of it. They'd probably said that. The law invoked during World Wars I and II and the War of 1812 requires a president to declare the United States is at war. War on Sunday night? What did I just say? Giving him extraordinary powers to detain and remove foreigners who otherwise would have protections under immigration or criminal laws. You see how this fits together? Everything has a purpose and a reason. Even though that wasn't declared. Yeah, he did tell him. Too late. Too late, my friend. The money's in the bank. The prisoners are on the way. It's okay. We take care of it. Um, it was last used to justify the detention, which is not a good thing, but the Japanese American civilians during World War II. So that was the last time it was used. He's making history again. Again. The ACLU, which filed the lawsuit that led to Boasberg's temporary restraining order and deportations. Oh, you know their heads are exploding. Said it was asking the government whether the removals to El Salvador were in defiance of the court. Quote, this morning, we asked the government to assure the court that its order was not violated and are waiting to hear, as well as trying to do our own investigation. ACLU's lead lawyer, Lee Gallant, said in a statement Sunday, Venezuela's government in a statement Sunday rejected the use of Trump's declaration of the law, characterizing it as evocative of, quote, the darkest episodes in human history, from the slavery to the horror of the Nazi concentration camps. Oh, can you just shut your mouth down in Venezuela? I'm in a mood tonight. I don't care. I am in a mood. I had a heck of a week last week. It's now a new week, thank the Lord. And I feel like I've been kicked and slammed and everything else. And tonight is my letting go and just saying, you know what? I don't care. It's going to be a great week. That's why they're housing the aliens in Louisiana, because they can't be in court. They're going to miss their court, for sure. So, yeah. Video released by El Salvador's government Sunday showed men exiting airplanes into an airport tarmac lined by officers in riot gear. The men, who had their hands and ankles shackled, struggled to walk as officers pushed their heads down to have them bend down at the waist. The video also showed the men being transported to prison in a large convoy of buses guarded by police and military vehicles and at least one helicopter. The men were shown kneeling on the ground as their heads were shaved before they changed into the prison's all-white uniform, knee-length shorts, t-shirt, socks, and rubber clogs, and placed in cells. The migrants were taken to the notorious CCOT facility, the centerpiece of Bukele's push to pacify his once violence-wrecked country through tough police measures and limits on riots. So there's more there. That's enough. Get them out of here. You are out. Louisiana won't extradite them. Well, we'll take care of that for them. Yeah, it is good. This is going to be my week to layer down. I'm going to be on my own warpath this week. You know what? You just you just get tired of stuff coming at you. My God is able to take care of everything, but I'm not going to let this week kick me like last week did. I got hit from every side. It wasn't none of my doing, but it sure did hurt, and it come at me hard and fast and furious. And we're gonna have a great week. I thought last Monday was the start of a great week. It was start of hell week. I didn't realize it was going to be that. So we're gonna switch that around. There's still some things to be straightened out, but we're not gonna let it be hell week this week. This is the start of. Well, this morning was the start of that, and but I didn't want to speak that way on the morning ministry program. But tonight, I'm telling you, it's I'm going to be the one doing the kicking this week. I can tell you that. Bring it on, devil. We're ready. We are ready. Well, yeah, Michael, they're not happy with Mr. Schumer. He as they said, caved. And, to get the temporary spending bill, they want to do anything they can to make Trump look bad. It's stupid for us to go into a shutdown. We need to get a budget. I believe they will. I believe President Trump will get that done. All the presidents have been terrible, as Charles Barkley would say, terrible at getting a budget done. We got to get it done. And I think he's going to lead the charge on that to get that done. So Oh my goodness. President Trump, you gotta love him. I mean, like I said, uh, yeah, the lead story in the Jerusalem Post. I just wanted to flip over there and get a little flavor from Israel. That Israel distanced itself. Of course they did, but those liars will not. Um, they will not do it publicly, but I'm sure privately. But hopefully we can destroy their ability to reach into these countries and cause um, and be able to cause these kind of problems. Bibi Netanyahu is going to fire the head of the Shin Bet. They're calling it Cuttergate. Interesting. He has a lack of trust from the prime minister. He will propose the cabinet to fire him about 18 months before his term expires. He is probing several top aides, or Ronan Barr is probing several top aides of Netanyahu who were involved in, quote, Cuttergate, a saga in which they allegedly were paid by Qatar at the same time as handling sensitive hostage negotiation policy for the prime minister, also connected to Qatar. So there's some ongoing. That's typical Israeli government. It's no different here. There's a lot of, and it may be more so there. As they've got the same kind of problems in their government we have, and there has been there's been some problems there in their government to the highest levels with in different ways, fraud, accepting gifts they shouldn't have, things like that. So anyway, we'll see what we'll see what happens. So there's a lot going on over there. Nothing else there that I really want to look at. Let's see. The numbers for CNN are really bad, which also the numbers for the Democrats are really, really bad right now. We're not boohooing over that. I'm just saying that this has thrown them into a free fall. So those numbers are not good for them right now, and we're seeing that that the numbers of Americans supporting the president has grown, and the Democrats' numbers are suffering. Probably why Schumer wanted to play a little nice, even though he's no friend. I would say there's always a correlation there with that, but their numbers are not good. I would look for some Democrats to lean a little more to the center, but the Democratic Party is in danger of splitting. There's no doubt to me about that. The same possibly could be said for the Republican Party because of the problems there. More so on the Democratic side right now. How about this? A French politician has demanded the U.S. return the Statue of Liberty because Trump has chosen to side with the tyrants. Okay, my friend, Mr. Glucksman, you can request all you want. No, we're not giving it back. The Statue of Liberty is ours. Isn't it amazing how many people stand up and think that it's like a worldwide episode of The View for some of these countries and their politicians. So okay, we'll play the game. Ask the question, or what was it you demanded? I demand the return of the Statue of Liberty. Trump has sided with the tyrants. Okay, that is your request. The answer is denied. Next. Now go back in your little hole and shut up. French president. Come on. Yeah, I agree. I can see a couple of ships show up. A French National Moving Company. We're here for that. We had some orders. A couple of guys with cigars in their mouth, talking to some New Yorkers, and they said, "What are you here for?" We got orders to take the Statue of Liberty back to France. They want it back. I could just see the dock workers in New York and Jersey. How about we introduce you to some concrete shoes? Go back. You're not getting it. I don't care what your paper says. Turn around or sink. Really, the audacity of some people. By the way, he doesn't look very manly. Let's say it that way. He doesn't. Oh, come and get it. Oh my goodness. Where do these people come from? Oh yeah. That's like our, little man Zelensky. Um, I can't stand that guy. I was in Killer Carl's. Yes, they would. We got Benny and a few other of his characters, friends, family. They're all in the family. They would go down to the water and let them know you're not getting it. Go home. Yo, Vinny, this guy says he's here for the statue. What statue? Up there. Oh, really? Let me tell you what you can do with your order. Oh, I love the Godfather movies. I just get this. You can just see that scene being played out. The Godfather and Sonny. I can see Sonny how mad he'd be. They're going to do what? Take the Statue of Liberty. No, we got contracts there. We get a cut. Oh man, it's like the Ottawa. What do they call him? Premier. Premier. I don't think he was president. Premier. Something like that. Prime Minister. Premier. I don't know. We're going to cut your electricity off. You go ahead and do that. You go ahead and do that. I double dog dare you. Cut off the electricity. It'll be the last bit of electricity you ever sell in America, buddy. Go ahead. Make our day. The president spoke about this too. He said, we'll just make sure we got some electricity there. We don't need yours. In fact, we don't need nothing you got. You need us. We don't need you. It's like it's like talking to the mafia don when they're talking to him. It's like, we don't need you. There's that great movie. You got that right. It reminds me of that movie, Get Shorty. Remember that movie? It was a great movie. The great Gene Hackman. But Dennis Ferreira was his name. And he's sitting on the toilet, and the guy calls like Hackman, like he's gonna play the tough guy. He's like, "What? No! You don't tell us. We tell you." He's mad because he had to get off the toilet anyway. So he comes to L.A. and Hackman's trying to play like Chili Palmer. He said, "Look at me. He said, "What you just say to me?" He takes that phone. He just wears him out. Yeah, this is what I need. I got this jet lag, And then the other skinny dude, Zelensky, that dude reminds me of Zelensky, comes in there with his little pistol. And he's telling him how it's going to be, and Ferrara's character just blows him away. Oh man, that's what all this reminds me of. It's like, you're going to do what? What'd you just say to me? French. Listen, to anyone that may be listening that's French, we're not against the people unless you're like that. But I got to tell you, I had a friend of mine. Well, I actually have a friend. I know that's shocking that I have friends, but I work friends, acquaintances. Anyway, there was two stories. One was over there with his girlfriend. They were traveling through France, and he had been a missionary through the Mormon Church many years before that. And if I remember the story right, there were a couple of people talking about them because they were Americans and they were saying nasty things. Well, he knew the language. So he turns around and tells them, shut up. And they're shocked him because they didn't know he knew the language. His girlfriend was like, what did they say? He goes, you don't want to know. I think they were talking about her mainly, but being very derogatory. That's their attitude about Americans. I've had friends. I listen. I love them. They would tell me, Americans are just despised around the world for the way we act, the way we talk, our cocky attitude, and all that. And I said, do we care? I mean, you're American. I mean, okay, you're siding with others. They didn't want us. We came here. We built up this great nation. We don't care that you don't like us. We don't care that you think we're this or that or how we live our life. We're not trying to be like you, Mr. Skinny Jeans in France. We're not trying to be like that. We are Americans and we're not ashamed of it. And we're not getting on our knees and begging forgiveness for the atrocities of the past. Get over yourself. Quit living in your feelings and man up. That's why I say man up. And we just don't care. I don't care. I had a friend, and we have a lot of American soldiers who are buried on French soil. They gave all for the cause of freedom. And these people, they scoff at those graveyards. They trash America. It's not saying every single person, but a lot of people. And they have this attitude towards us. They're better than us. They're more, la-ti-da. We don't care. It reminds me again of the, I'm in my movie mode tonight. What's the name of the movie? Heath Ledger, where he's the Knight's Tale. The cocky dude. Wasn't he French or something like that? The guy that's vying for the girl. And he, you've been measured. You've got all these things he says. At the end, when he's laying on his back, they'll come walking up. They said all that to him. You've been found wanting. Is the last thing they said. That's what I feel right now about that. Yeah. Well, yeah. He would if it came to that, I guess. But if they weren't citizens. But yeah. It just cracks me up. Sometimes you just have to read a story because, but again, it's like these people are on. It's like they got to be sitting and watching The View. They got to be every day. So we just don't care. We don't care that what you think about us. We don't care that that you are, you hate our president, that you think he's siding with the tyrants. We don't care. Remember, all you MAGA out there listening tonight, what are we called? We were already called names, right? We were called names, right? What were we called? Deplorables, clingers, holding on to our guns and our God and da 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 da. We don't care. We didn't care then. In fact, we took it as a badge of honor. We love America. We love this land. We love God, most of us. Some may not. MAGA's not totally made up of Christians. I'm not saying that. It is a lot of different kinds of people that have generally the same values. They want America to be great. So you come from many different levels, but a lot of them are Christians or people of faith of some religion. And we have took it in the shins for far too long. We're tired of them messing in our business, they being the government, ordering us around. I feel like sometimes I'm in a foreign land where they're checking my papers when I cross state lines and stuff. As we've said on here many times, it's none of your business what I'm doing. I'm a citizen. There are laws that I must follow. As long as I'm following those laws, it's none of your business what I'm doing. And it's none of your business about how I raise my kids to love God, to know how to shoot, and all those things. We still, I'm reminded of that Merle Haggard song, Okie from Muskogee. We still salute the flag. Dang right we do. We still, go to military parades. You dang right we do. We still stop and thank a veteran, no matter what war they served in, or even if they didn't serve any war. We thank them for their service. You dang right we do, because we're sick and tired of how soldiers like the Vietnam veterans were treated as they came back into the country. We're tired of the crap that has been festering and oozing out in our nation for several decades, and has turned us in, as Trump said, President Trump, a joke. Our military was not military ready. There was no toughness there. We let people push us around. We cowed down. We bowed down. Literally got on the knees. We begged forgiveness of everybody under the sun, and somehow it has become America's fault for everything that goes on. We do not care anymore about what you say. We are Americans and we love this land, and we don't care. We'll play nice with our world partners, but we are not going to let you tell us how to live our lives. We're not going to let you tell us how to act as a country. Just because you want to shut all your nuclear power down, Germany, what a mistake that was. Just because you want to go green everything and not have a plan to run your manufacturing base, you are stupid. We are not. And we will do what we need to do to make America great. I told you I'm in a mood tonight. This is like on my soapbox. It's just, my God, these people, they just keep coming. It's like roaches. They just keep coming out. And so it's okay. We've got, it's a new day, a new sheriff. And we're just not going to listen to you anymore. We're just not going to do it. Have at it, Mr. France, Mr. Politician. We're not going to listen to you. We don't care. We don't care. We're going to do what we need to do to make America great, to make America healthy. When you hear these stories of people and you hear how just destroyed their physical health is, and we talked about that this morning, some of the things, some things we got to do better is how we do as humans and how we eat and all that. But they pumped us full of so much crap, and we've got to get a handle on this. It's no wonder we have the problems that we have in our bodies. And can we just start growing more things here? Can we quit taking in the crap from other places that comes in diseased and all kinds of stuff on it and in it? We do not want it. So absolutely. On the New York Post site, there's a headline: Democratic insiders complain Kamala Harris is MIA after election. Not the leadership the world needs. You think? You think? They look at her as a Where's Waldo who's gone MIA. She's MIA, growls one Democratic insider to page 6 of Harris. The political source added Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, is telling people she's the leader of the party, but there's a clear lack of leadership. Oh, the person you just spent $2 billion on trying to elect, I'm glad she's having a good time going to a musical and being repped by CAA, said the insider, but this whole strategy of do not do anything or say anything, that's not the kind of leadership the world needs right now. She's not a leader. She's not going to be a leader. And thank goodness she's not the leader. So she might as well go to the musical. She had nothing to say anyway. And if that's still your party's idea of propping up your leadership for the future, you, sir or ma'am, are a fool. I'll say it. Yes. Thank you, Brother Jerry. Hope you had a great day at church preaching the word. I'm sure you did. The new sheriff shining a very bright light caused roaches to come out. Yes. And then what do we do when the roaches come out? Come on, we don't have queasy stomachs in this podcast. We stomp them out. We kill them. We don't rescue them to be able to go out and live another day. We take care of the roaches. Now, don't hear me wrong. I didn't say go do something bad. But we root them out. We get rid of them. we stomp them. Houthis, are you listening? Houthis? What a name, Houthis. That's not a strong name. I realize there's probably something lost in the translation to English. And I'm having some fun now. You got to laugh too. I mean, come on. The Houthis. It sounds like the start of a polka band. Jason and the Houthis are here to play all your polka favorites tonight. Well, they just found out that they're dealing with the Terminator. They've been kicked off the stage. Take your organs and your shorts and go home, you Houthis. It sounds like something that needs to be stomped out. The Houthis. Oh my gosh. I'm having way too much fun tonight. But I love it. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm usually going to take a break by now, but I'm having so much fun with this. Can you just imagine the president in the Oval Office? You know how Trump is. You know how he is. The smirk he has, the way he raises his eyes up, the little head twist. Mr. President, the Houthis, we've got to do something with the Houthis. I get the Houthis. Who the heck are them? They're some tough guys, you know. Oh, he says down on the east side. No, this is overseas. They're over in Yemen. Houthis from Yemen. They're okay, Michael. You have a great night, brother. You take care. It's good to have you here. So the Houthis, we're going to have to hit them. Okay, what do we need to do? Well, we need to hit them because they've been causing problems in the Middle East, supplying. Iran's been feeding them weapons, and they're just disrupting all of the shipping lanes. Are military attacking ship. Well, let's hit them. Let's hit them hard, Pete. Go get them. So he does. And he comes back, Mr. President. Okay, we've hit them. They fired back 18 rockets and drones, and there's no damage. They fell into the ocean, or we shot them down. But their leader over there, the lead Houthi, has declared basically he's going to hit every military craft that he sees. And he's ordered us to stay out of the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea. That's where the look comes in. He said, what? Say that again, Pete. We got this. It's a Houthi. I got to read something. Brother Jerry, I believe the number one retaliation Democrats to scare everyone of their followers that they can as quickly as possible, possibly because they know that there are going to be some dirt on each one of the major leaders of the party. I would love to turn the key on the gate of several of them when they lock them up. Amen. Amen and amen. I salute you for that comment. Absolutely. Yeah, they are it's happening so fast. It's like Patton rolling across Europe. Give me some gas. I'll be in Moscow. I'd scare them. We're going to hit them while we're here. While we got the muscle. Let's do it. They're not used to this guy. Trump's not a warmonger, but when he hits you for real. You know. Hey, he comes from New York. You know. You say something wrong to my sister, you're going down. There's no negotiation. There's no let's talk about it. There's no sitting down and deciding what further damage I can do to you, your sister, and you too now, and you're going to take it. No, you went and knocked the guy's head off. That's what happens. And you told him the next time he would be swimming with the fishes. That's that world, right? Like you it's like Sonny, and I know Sonny, they set him up. I don't know. But you know, when Sonny went to go take care of Carlo the first time, that's Trump. He's on the phone. He did what? The Houthis did what? Let's go. No negotiation. There's no call them up and saying, oh, could you please stop? Could you please call off? You know, okay, you hit us. We'll be nice. We'll be nice. We'll sail on the other side. Oh, we'll limit our time in the Gulf, the Red Sea. We'll sail slower. We won't send as much. You win. We bow to you, Houthis. No, that's not the way this works. You tell the Houthis, hell is coming, and you deliver it. And you tell them whenever they lift up their head again, that double hell is going to come against them. And that's how you deal with these people. They don't respect anything else. And you annihilate their command structure, their leadership, and you let them know. The next one that calls himself the lead Houthi, you're a dead man. We'll find you. Go ahead. Have your election. Elect the next leader of the Houthis. This guy that's talking all the smack, he's living on borrowed time. This guy's going to find a missile in his car or house or something. He's going to be waxed on a street talking like this. I'm not worried one bit. They are discovering, thank you, Jerry, who did what faster than my math teacher figured out, who set off the firecracker in her wastebasket in middle school. The principal and I had a very serious talk that I received punishment. It's time for the Democrats to take punishment. Amen, brother. I've been there. I've been there. I got in trouble in middle school myself. Amazing. Two guys that got in trouble for wastebasket. Mine wasn't a firecracker. Same difference. These two guys right here, Brother Jerry, Brother David, got in trouble in middle school. You know what happened? I got my butt tore up. That was the end of it. Principal said, it's never going to happen again. Hello, Andrew from Thailand. We're having fun tonight. Join in. Of course, in the morning there, I guess you're going to work. That's early in the morning. So I got my butt tore up. He said, it stops right here. He said, and the assistant principal was like, we're going to tear him. We're going to call the authorities. He said, no, we're not. I'm handling this. But I'm not going to say it. Might be people listening. I'm just going to lock it into somebody. Love the principal. Didn't care for the assistant principal. But my point is, here's these two guys. We got tore up. We got set straight. And we're both preachers. Pastors. I love it. I love it. I never knew that, Jerry. It makes me love you even more. Easiest way to kill a snake is to cut off the head. I love it when President Trump talks about the snake, too. Oh, my gosh. The liberal heads exploded when he talked about the snake. Do you want to take care of the terrorist crew? You take out the lead one, and the rest begin to think about what's going to happen to them. Amen and amen. Yes. Stick your head up again, you little groundhog, and we will take it out. Maybe not groundhog. The snake. Go ahead. Make our day. Houthis. It's a Houthi revolution. Oh, come on. That don't even sound tough. At least Hamas and Hezbollah sound tough. A Houthi? What was the name of the... Oh, I must be tired of descending into chaos in my brain. What was the Grinch? The little Whoville, you know? Oh. The Who, what were they called? They were called, let's see, Andrew says, work, I live back in my shop. Yeah, I get out of bed into the shop. I know how it is. You're right there. Yeah. Yeah, Andrew, I know it was the movie. Somebody help me out here in the chat. There's all kind of chats going on. It was Whoville, but what were they called? I can't remember. The Houthis. They're probably looking at President Trump like he's the Grinch tonight. You know what? What's my word of the day or phrase of the day? We don't care. We don't care. Don't expect any sympathy from the Americans. I know you don't, Andrew. I'm going back into an old Christmas movie, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Whoville, what? It was called Whoville, right? What were the citizens called in Whoville? I can't remember. It's driving me crazy. The Houthis. Who's that? Sounds like I could just hear somebody in New Orleans Saints fans. Who dat? Who dat? The Houthis. Oh, I'm not making light of what they've done. They've hurt people. You know what? We're hitting them where it hurts, and we don't care. And we're going to double down if they stick their little Houthi heads up again. Go ahead, make our day. I can hear Clint Eastwood in my headphones, in my head. You got to ask yourself the question: did he only fire 5 shot or 6? You know the line, right? You got to ask yourself the question, right? What did they say? What did he say to them? To the enemy, the bad guy, the guy that had been mayor and everybody had been, just dancing around. This guy was a bad dude, killed a little girl. He tried to tell him she's already dead. And, he's got the 44 aimed at him. He says, you got to ask your question. Do I feel lucky? Well, he tried. He ended up dead in a doornail. Yeah, bombs away, Andrew. NC native in the house tonight. Roach on the encroach. We need to have a Houthi party. What do you bring to a Houthi party? Oh my goodness. I don't drink, but if you do, drink it for me. Houthi party. I can't stand these. I mean, it just makes me so angry. Pallet loads of cash that we sent. And yes, Michael brought up the USS Cole. They never answered for that. It's retribution. It's D-Day for them. I don't want to hear any Americans feeling sorry for these people. If you do, you can sit down and shut up. Because it's not your day anymore. That's just the way I feel. I try to be, go along to get along. I try to say all the right things. But sometimes you got to have some righteous indignation, and you got to say, as Joe liked to say, enough is enough. I like the line. It's just that he said it in the wrong way. But I do like the line. That's been my continual 2025 phrase. Enough is enough. To heck with these people. We don't care about your supposed holy or righteous cause. We don't care about what you say. We don't care that you think you run that little sea over there and the Strait of Hormuz and all that. We don't care. You're going to swim with the fishes. Yeah. Fish fry. Oh, man. It reminds me, it's got nothing to do with it, but it reminds me of some people that were bragging that, it was 2 people. It was one guy. He just had that look like he had enough. It was in a football stadium. He wasn't happy. But he ain't leaving. He's not a, we're getting out of here. He's just standing there and he's mad. And, there's always got to be those fans. They got to come by and bother a guy like that. Guy wasn't bothering nobody. Nobody. He just wanted to take it all in. It's like you got to look over the carnage. It's like, how did this happen? Okay, this is horrible. Let me watch. We'll take this in. I hate this moment. A couple of fans with little pom-poms. Go team, bragging about their team, shaking them at him. I'll never forget what he did as long as I live. He turned around and he told him. He said, sit down and shut up and don't say another word. And they started, and he said, "What'd I say?" And they sit down and crying, "Ooh, ooh, ooh." And they got up and left. That's President Trump tonight. Sit down, shut up, and don't say another word. Don't make another threat. But they did. So now they get round two. So not only did they eat breakfast bombs this morning, they're going to get some Monday morning bombs in their Rice Krispies or whatever they eat for breakfast. They're going to be eating flames and all kind of exploding things because they couldn't sit down and shut their mouth. And we don't care. We don't care. We don't care. They eat goat. Andrew says that, laughing. They eat goat. Oh man, goat for breakfast. Now I've heard of some things to eat for breakfast. I don't think I've ever heard of goat. Oh, I gotta have some fun with that. I'm not going to. Jerry, I hope church was good. I hope somebody got saved. We had a good day in church. Nobody's saved, but we had a good time with the Lord. Amen. Praise God. And I don't know if you saw my comment. I'd like to get you to come up if you have time. And I can adjust the time earlier if I need to. I'd like for you to come up with me and on one Sunday morning. But from where you're at. I don't know which what's good. The goat? Oh no, I know you're saying about church, but I got all the time. Jenny, thank you, Jenny, for being in and Andrew both for being in Podbean. We appreciate you. God bless you. Thanks for being here. We're having some fun tonight with our SFP News Desk. We have covered some news, but we have diverted to a Houthi discussion. In come the Houthis. It sounds like the monkey song. Here come the monkeys. Here comes the Houthis. Oh my gosh. Oh. It's like, it reminds me of that scene. Again, I told you I'm in movie mode tonight. It reminds me of the scene in the John Wayne movie where, what is it? Where he's behind enemy lines. He's been sent south to take out as much damage as he can. And it basically caused mass confusion. And they're all sitting there. And it's a little military school. And they're like, well, they ain't nothing but kids. And they got a couple of cannons. So they don't want to kill the kids, so they just go into retreat. You goat eaters. Yes, goat eaters. You Houthi goat eaters. Well, I'm going to tell you what. There's some dead goats in more than one way tonight on some Houthi tables. But it reminds me of that. It's like they went in retreat, so they'd have to fool with it. But we're not retreating. Well, they ain't nothing but a bunch of little terrorists. Iranian proxy war. You know, the real enemy here is Iran. Don't worry, brother. I'm laughing too, man. If I miss Rob being here. I usually run a dignified news desk. Tonight it's descended into laughter. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to let go. Like I said, last week was just not a good week. It's a new week. I'm not taking the bull by the horns. I'm taking the bull down. Yes, Jerry. Jerry's bringing it tonight. I love it. I love our military and I respect our military, but our military became weakened under the Democrats with a don't ask, don't tell policy. And then the limp wrist males started posing with women's apparel and allow their sorry transgender minds to go softer than enemies. We need some patents back in charge, and these ground moles that you're talking about will start fearing and respecting America again. Ground moles. I love it. You Houthi ground moles. Well, I know you got to have some decorum as the president. But I would love for the president to go to the podium on Monday morning with the newsroom with all the news media and say, our first story today we're going to talk about is our hitting of the Houthi ground moles. I can see the press. Who? Yeah, that's right, Whoville. The Houthi ground mole. And somebody whispered on the side, I'm sorry, Mr. President, that's not what they're called. Well, they're not. Well, that's what I'm calling them. They're the Houthi ground moles. And we blowed up their den. And if they stick their ugly head, goat-eating heads out again, we're going to hit them twice. It's going to be a desert rats. It's going to be a heck of a show. It's not even the 4th of July. I can see him saying this. It's not even the 4th of July, but it's going to be a show. It's going to be a Middle East July 4th. We're going to take them out. And if the Iranians don't like it, or the Hezbollah, whoever, we'll give them a little dose too. That's the way it goes. Oh, my son has came in here to bring me a drink. I thought he was coming to calm me down. When you get older, your kids come. Is Dad okay? He's off the chain. That's one of his expressions. That's why I said it. This is my son. Come on in, son. He's a little shy. Peek your head around here. He's got as much forehead as I got. Look at that forehead. What am I? I think I measured it. Measure your forehead. Are you a 10 finger? I think Jerry was giving me a hard time the other day about my forehead. Oh, it's 9:30 a.m. in Thailand, Andrew. 9:30 a.m. Wow. Got to get to work. Got to make the donuts. You remind me of that U.S. commercial. Got to make the donuts. I think you said you make, help me. What did you say make? Not soup. Was it soup? You live in shop. I know. Yeah, you got to get up, though, and get her done. But I think Jerry said I said something about my forehead. And so, noodles. Thank you. Sorry, I said soup. It reminds me of the old, too many TV shows. Oh, we're doomed. TV has messed us up. Movies and TV. Oh. Good looking young man. Does he get his looks from his mom? Well, you know what? Maybe some. But he looks a lot like his great grandfather. And we have the same look. We have receding hairlines. We never went totally bald. None of the Cordell men do. Receding hairline, turned gray, little pudgy face, no tail. We're straight as a board. But yeah, he looks a lot like his great grandfather. So he's a good son. He's my oldest. He's going to be 38 this year. Wow. No, 39. I'm sorry, I'm getting older. I'm like Uncle Jeb. I'm getting older and I'm losing some of my memory here. I'd have to do the math. He was born in 1986. Andrew, I think you said you're about, I think you really said you're a little older than me. We're really close in age, I think Andrew in Thailand said. NC native, Doc Holliday was good at win, lose, or draw. Well, 2 out of those 3. I love it. South Osman entered the studio on Podbean. God bless you. Let's give a shout out here. We still got Patty Cake 65, the band Droids. Hope I said that right. Miss Stockton, Miss Shay Sparkle, love the name. Playing Wild 123. History Post joined in Instagram and Constructed 67. Did I say that right? I hope I did. April 60. I'm old. I'll be 60 in May. You are, sir, just a little bit older than me. Jerry says I improved that pasturing will turn you white-headed. And you do have a head of white hair. It's beautiful. I mean, white is in, baby. You got white hair, silver hair. The silver-haired pastor. I love it. Cornish Mountain Baptist Church, baby. In the house. I think Lewis is still around. I hope you had a good week. You know, Lewis's car got Lewis's car got totaled. I think he said, y'all pray for him. It's great to have all of you in here tonight, and we're having fun. We're covering news. For those that came in late, the French politician has said we've got to give the Statue of Liberty back. We're not doing it, so we're on a tirade tonight. We're on our soapbox. The French politician demanded the Statue of Liberty back. The Houthis, Whoville Houthi ground moles, the goat eating. I love all these phrases. The goat eating ground mole Houthis have declared that they're going to hit every American ship, and they have forbade us from entering the Arabian Sea and the Red Sea. But they couldn't even just leave it to the Arabian Sea. To heck with you. I can see Joe in a meeting. They said we can't go in the sea. We can't do it. Come on, man. You can't go in there. They told us to get out. Trump would say, they said what? Oh, let's have a parade. Let's send 2 carrier fleets up in there. Let's fly planes constantly over their little gnat nation. And if they don't like it, we'll give them a little drop welcome. I mean, this has been building for some time. Didn't you get tired of all these years of cowing down to these losers? These they're horrible. They're demons. There's nothing good about them. Their cause is not righteous. They're evil. They kill people for just to do it. I mean, they're horrible, horrible people. There is no righteous cause. They're demons. And they get what they get. I'm sorry. You can't live among men. If they want to live over there and live however way they want, as long as they leave us alone, they could do it. We're not going to bother them. But you start bothering us, then you get what you get. Brother Jerry, tell them to try and come and get it. Us Southern rednecks will be there. Dang Skippy. Come and get it. I said earlier, Jerry, before he got in here, that a couple of dock workers, you don't get much tougher than dock workers. And, who has control of the docks? I mean, come on. President Trump understands this. And a guy named Vinny and Louie, or Vinny and somebody. Give me another good mob name. Vinny's one. Vinny and Paulo. That'd be a good one. Paulo. Vinny and Paulo are down on the docks. The French ships show up with paperwork. And they say, excuse me. I don't know how they talk. Excuse me. We've come for the statue. Vinny said, what's that? We come for the statue. I got paperwork. You read. We come for the statue. The thing. And he says, what? Vinny and Sal, thank you. That's beautiful. I love it. Sal, yes. And so Vinny and Sal are down there, and some dude, give me the French name, the captain of the French vessel. What's his name going to be? Anyway, this unnamed French captain, he's down there telling Vinny and Sal, hey, we got to take the thing, they want it back. Who wants it back? The French. I know it's bad. I'm not Robert, but, I do the best I can with Southern redneck for the Italian accent. So, anyway, and he says, you're not getting it. It's ours. Jock. Yeah, Jock. I guess that's how you say that. My redneck language skills here. That's Jock, like Jacques Cousteau, right? And he says, Andrew says, I'm doing good. So they tell Vinny and Sal, we're taking it. We want it back. The government wants it back. I can't even repeat what Vinny and Sal would tell him. You and your ship get shat. That's the best I could do. I probably shouldn't say that. And you get out of here. Or you're going to be swimming with the fishes. Because when I tell the boss what you said, there's nothing I can do to help you. Well, what do I tell them back home? Tell them whatever. I can't repeat that either. Vinny and Sal finished their Italian, cheesesteak? and a brewski. Yeah. Good day, mate. South Oz, man. Uh, Good to have all you in here. Thank you for being here. Have fun. Let's have fun with it. Vinny and Sal. I love that. Put that back up. Vinny and Sal. Yeah, they're our heroes. Tell the French, and then we tell the little French politician, it wouldn't take much. You say boo, he runs. Skinny jeans. I saw a picture of him. We're not impressed. What was that story at? Vinny and Sal. Will you tell the premier of, was it Macron? Oh, and we know what's going on with Macron. I mean, really. I haven't even talked about that story. But everybody in here tonight knows what's going on with that. That's that's the leader over there that's telling, I mean, he didn't tell him to shut up, so he must be for it, if you're not going to control your boy. So here's the dude. He tried to act tough. Let me can see this. I know you can't see it on Podbean. Oops. Let me see if I can get it right. There he is in these little, it's bad lighting there. Let me see if I can get that better. Come on. Vinny and Sal. There's the Statue of Liberty. Look, I know the lighting, it's too much. But he's there like making a point. His name was, what was his name again? I done forgot. Raphael Kluxman. Raphael Kluxman. Oh my gosh. Vinny and Sal, well, you tell Mr. Kluxman he ain't getting it back. You're not going to be able to make, you're not going to be able to repo it. By the way, remind me of my history. I try to be strong in history. It was a gift, right? We didn't pay for that, right? Was it a gift? Help me out. Jerry says, whoever heard of the French Foreign Legion winning any wars? We're not worried about them wanting Lady Liberty back. So I think that, you're going to be in trouble, Andrew. You got to get to work making the noodles. You're going to be in trouble. Andrew told me about, his wife got mad at him. They blowed up in the back of the, I mean, come on. They have the steel going on, and they blowed off the back of the house or something, trying to make some booze. I mean, this is my kind of guy. I like this guy. I mean, that's the kind of guy that's working down on the docks in Jersey. They don't. Indian gift. Yes, I was thinking that it was. The Statue of Liberty was a gift. Well, if it's a gift, it's mine now, right? Indian givers usually wind up getting hurt, Jerry says. Yes, Andrew says, my whiskey, yes, bloody blow up. And then he got in trouble. Poor guy. Knocked the back off of the home roof. Bless your heart. So yes, it was a gift to the American people. And we're not worried about it, but we're not giving it back. You can tell you what you can do with your request. We're going to be nice. You got to put a new roof on. Oh, I love you, man. You're awesome. So yeah, this is what we've descended into on this Sunday night. So Monday, we'll see what the president does to Houthis, and their demand, their order that we cannot enter the Arabian Sea or the Red Sea. Well, it's going to be red for another reason if you don't sit down and shut your face, your pie hole. It's going to be swimming. You're going to be swimming in blood because that's what's going to happen. So, and Iranians can withdraw themselves all they want publicly. That don't mean nothing. If they don't watch out, there's going to be some mullahs over there that's going to get the same breakfast. There's a new sheriff in town, as you said, Jerry. And this sheriff does not care about your hurt feelings. And he don't get his feelings hurt either. Matter of fact, he hurts your feelings. Like I said, it reminds me of Get Shorty, Gene Hackman trying to play tough guy to the wise guy. By the way, I don't know if you can tell. I look like, people I'm not a fighter really. I have fought in my life. You have to. There's always every dude had to fight at least once on the bus, right? Because if you didn't, you never got a good seat. You were told what to do and you did it. Every guy, every dude in America, if he was a dude, if he was a man, a young man, and in training to be a man, and your daddy taught you this. Your daddy taught you this. These principles that when somebody you don't go out looking for trouble, but if somebody wants to bring it, don't run away from it. Stand your ground. If you can walk away and it does that, it's fine, but you don't let somebody push you around. My daddy told me that. I was a shy kid, but I had a lot of gumption. A lot of us Southerners, we stubborn, if nothing else. And everybody had that. So yeah, I had that happen. Some dude told me I was getting out of a seat, and I said, no, I'm not. And he said, yeah, you are. I said, no, I'm not. He goes, I'll bust you up. I said, then you better get to busting. He says, it's just a seat. I said, no, it's not. It's more than that. And he said, what do you mean it's more than that? Good evening, Miss Elizabeth. And I said, I will tell you what it is more than that. This is what I told him. I've told this story before. And I said, my daddy told me that they would be a punk like you come along and tell me to get out of my seat. And if I ever gave the seat to a punk, I said it again, like you, well, he didn't like that. He said I would be getting out of the seat the rest of my life. I said, so I'm not moving. He said, I'm going to bust you up. Jerry, I love this guy. My daddy told me if I busted the guy in the mouth first, I had the battle won. So the guy says, I'll bust you up. I'm going to hurt you. I said, you may. You may bust me up. You may. But I said, I'm going to tell you this. You're going to get everything I got. I said, you're going to get every bit of whatever I've got to give you. And I'm going to give it all to you. He said, why would you do that? I said, because I'm not going to be pushed around by a punk like you. I said, so if you're going to do it, let's get it on. Because I'm kind of tired of talking about it. And you know what he did? He moved on. Everybody's had to go through that. Take that crap. And so that's, anybody that thinks that President Trump's going to be pushed around, by their words, hurt words, whatever. He's been this way his whole life. He came up in a neighborhood where if you acted like that, they sent you to Jersey. I mean, New York tough. He's not going to back down from some group called the Houthis, from Whoville. Miss Elizabeth, we need your help. I'm glad you're here. I know you got to get up early. 5:30 comes early, as you said. The little wonderful, perfectly behaved first graders that Miss Elizabeth's going to have to deal with on a Monday morning. It's chaos. Dave come in to do news and has been on a rant for over an hour and a half, and we don't care. I got my butt kicked all week last week due to things out of my control, and this week is going to be a new week, and this President Trump hitting the Houthis. The Houthis. What do we call them, Andrew? The goat eating. Well, add Jerry's words in, the ground moles. The goat eating ground moles, the Houthis, have been hit by the president very hard. Goat shaggers, as he says. So, Miss Elizabeth, nobody's answered my question. In the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, it was Whoville, right? Whoville. What were the Whovilles? I don't even know if that's proper English. Don't care tonight. Again. What were they called? Were they Whovillians? What were the citizens of Whoville called? I can't think of it. It's driving me crazy. Oh, yeah. We mean you both, brother. Oh man, we're not taking no crap. That's what it is. This is what it is. We're just not gonna take no crap. That's the thing. We're not gonna take no crap. It's like there's an old line from Sammy Hagar when he was with Van Halen. You know, he had that little line we've all heard. If you've listened to Van Halen, you've heard it. You know what? How do you say that? What already is said? It doesn't need to be restated. It doesn't need to be resaid. It is. You don't got to say it. It's already said, and so that's what we're saying. It's already said. We don't need to restate it. We don't need to have negotiation with the world. We're telling the world we're America first, baby, and we don't care. We're not bowing down. We're not going to take your crap anymore. We're not going to send you pallet loads of cash. We're not going to listen to a little nothing burger like Zelensky, whose feet cannot touch the floor when he's sitting in a normal sized chair. We're not going to take your crap anymore, dude. If you want to fight the bear, you're on your own. Go for it. No more. Enough is enough. Yeah, Whoville, but what were they called? I mean, it's called America. I'm gonna call it American. What were the little citizens of Whoville called? This is driving me insane. I got to know this. Whoville, who now is, I can't get out of my head that the Houthis are from Whoville. And President Trump is saying, who? Who'd you say is threatening us? The Houthis? And he probably said it like somebody from Louisiana. Who dat? Who dat? Who are these people? And then we got Vinny and Sal, on the same, we got some crap coming from France by way of Canada. They're down there demanding we're going to give the Statue of Liberty back. And Vinny and Sal are down there, Hoovers. South sauce, man. I love it. They're the Hoovers. Hotties? I don't think, no, they weren't hot. No, Andrew, they weren't hot. The Whoville, they look rough. Nothing against the people from Whoville. And they were being done wrong by the Grinch. But they weren't hotties. Far from it. Maybe on The View. Maybe if they went to The View, matter of fact, I would say that. If they went and were guests, the girls from Whoville, if they went to the View, they might be considered hotties. I didn't think about that. So let me catch myself here. Let me check up. Because I think that they might be considered hotties on The View. Now, I think about it. I'm going by memory. I'm trying to think of what they look like. They all kind of looked alike. They had the little weird hair thing going on. I'm not, it's okay. It's all right. And this guy, then I don't know. This guy also, that French guy there, he's made me mad. Oh, here's the guy. Oh, don't you love this outfit? Don't you just love this guy? Don't he look all good in his red beret? God, there he is. There's the jackleg that tells us he's going to hit us. That we can't come into the sea. That he's going to hit our ships. Oh, look at him. Oh, look how he's decorated up. You see that? Let me get over here. He's decorated up. Got all the little things there on his little thing. Got his little red beret. Got his little glasses on. Look, he can't even grow a real mustache and beard. Come on, dude. Come on. Oh, he's got some nice. He's got his little name badge on, and his little camouflage uniform, and he looks real tough there in front of the little emblem there. I think our eagle beats your deal there, dude. Come on. If you're gonna come to the chicken fight, you better bring a big chicken. Oh, they were just called the Who's. Not the Who rock band. Just the Who's. Thank you for looking it up. I've learned something today. The Who's. WHO. Apostrophe S. Or just WHO. Who? Who? Well, the Houthis, it all fits. Whoville went terror. And now they're trying to label our president as the Grinch. Yeah, the people from Whoville was called the Who's. Yeah, I don't think I ever knew that. Thank you for enlightening me tonight. I know it's not deep. I mean, I know it's not like we're in PhD class tonight, but you never have to worry about that here anyway. Uh, do they have a dam? Uh, well, if they do, we can hit it. the, the, the Hoover Dam. I love it. You people never cease to amaze me. So we'll just hit the Hoover Dam. Yeah, you don't learn if you don't ask. That's right. That's why I ask. I got there's no shame in my game. There's quite a bit to know. People tell me all the time, David, you know a lot. There's a there's a whole lot more I don't know than what I know, and I've forgotten more than what I ever knew. To be honest, if that makes sense, that sounds like a Kamala Harris statement. Shame on me. Let me draw them words back in. Your your, vac- your vacuum come from there. I love it. Yeah, and we talked about her tonight too, so it all ties together. Kamala, the Democrats are crying. She's not showing leadership. She went to a musical. They need leadership in the world. Wash your mouth out with nasty taste and so. I know. It's like what happened. I was on a roll. It's like I feel like the stand-up comedian that just bombed out and everybody in the crowd went, huh? What did he say? Boo. So Kamala goes to the musical and they're crying that she's not showing leadership. By the way, oh my gosh. Let's figure out what would have happened in this situation if Kamala was president. God help us. Do you think she hits the Houthis like that? First of all, they would have to explain what the Middle East is, what Yemen is. They would have to explain, and then it would take days for her to understand what the Houthis are. Let's see, they're in Yemen, but they're called Houthis. And why would we not be friends with them? Can we send them some more cash? I mean, it worked for Obama. Biden, I mean, he signed everything. Well, he didn't sign. He had the auto pen. Yeah, hotties. Hotties. I love it. So it would have took them days, weeks to get her on board. And she'd be, well, I don't know. I mean, is it really time to hit? Is it really time to hit the Houthis? I mean, can we just smack them on the back of the hand and say, play nice, be nice? It worked at my grandma's house. I mean, come on. No, she would have never done this. She would have never hit them. I'm not going to forget this either. The goat eating ground, what do you call them? Not groundhogs. What was it? Ground moles? Ground moles. I bet you do, Andrew. The goat eating ground moles, Houthis, who are standing up, brave and tall. We're gonna take out the Americans. We're gonna hit their ships. It's like a Newt Rockney speech to them. We're gonna hit them where it hurts. Let the American imperialists come into our seas. We will take them down. All you naval commanders, I give you full authorization. When you see them coming, you hit them with everything we got. Well, we tried that, sir, and the 18 missiles fell into the sea. Well, we'll shoot another 18. We're not letting the Americans get away with this. We're gonna stand up to these people. We're goat eaters. We're ground moles, and we're not gonna let them get away with it. Let's see, Jerry. You mentioned about the way people look when you say something you bombed out. You should have seen the look today when I was preaching, was making a point about what Christ said in Matthew chapter 6 about can't add any heart to your statue. I have the woman in the church beside me, and I make the illustration that if she was trying to get a job and she had to reach something on the shelf that was 7 feet off the ground, she would jump because she couldn't reach it. You ought to see. There's nothing greater than when a preacher's illustration bombs. I've been there. The hotties are goat eaters. Yeah, they are. Andrew, they are. Oh, I've been there, dude. And the more you try to dig out of it, It gets worse. You got to find an amen moment quick after something like that. I mean, quick. It reminds me of the guy who was in Central America, South America. His first time he was going to preach in the native language. The first time. He's been using a guy. He's been, saying it in English, and the guy would translate. He's been working 2 years on his Spanish. He's preaching along. It's going good. He says something, and all the women look at each other and they fold their arms. They give him a dirty look. The pastor's got his head down and he's shaking his head. He just preaches on. He knows he hit a button, but he don't know what. But he just keeps going. That's what you do, right? It's like a musician missing a note. You don't call attention to it. You just keep going. Okay. Jerry says, well, I got to go watch some edition of B. Maybe my wife will give me a kiss. Got my sleeves, go to work tomorrow. Well, I'm just sitting here waiting for her to return. Retirement does have a good spot. Amen, brother. Love you, man. We'll be talking tomorrow, hopefully. Take care. So anyway, he gets done. The women won't hardly even look at him as they're walking out of the church. They're mad. They're not just not looking. They're mad. And he asked the pastor, the national, what did I say wrong? He said, oh, you told all the women they were pregnant. Every woman in the house, from the oldest to the youngest, you said, tonight, I want to tell all of you, I have great news. It's the best news. I come and I preach to you this great news that all of you women are pregnant. You can't recover from something like that. You just got to shorten your message down. Hit the high points because you done lost them now. And all the men are mad at you now because the women are mad. So you just got to go. It's like, well, I had 20 more minutes, but this looks like a good stopping place. Altar call. And you go down and pray first. I love it. I love it. You folks are awesome. Thanks, everybody, for being in here. We're going to go a few more minutes. I thought about doing a second show. It's all going to be one show. I'm going to go a little bit past 11. Don't forget in the morning, 6 a.m. It comes early. That's why I can't stay on here too late. 6 a.m. We will be on, me and Rob, back together again. Back together again. Rob and Dave. We've not seen each other since Friday night. I even heard from Rob. He's been busy, I guess. We usually talk on Saturday. We didn't. But with storms and everything, you never know. So it had us occupied. Kind of throwed us off a little bit. Thank you for your support of the Southern Pride Podcast. You are a blessing to us, each and every one of you. It's good just to have some fun. I'm going to tell you. I appreciate many of you I know personally or I've met on here, and some are just watching from afar, and we thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. South Oz, man. We appreciate all of you. And what about Jerry? He's going there washing the dishes. Good job, brother. Good job. Andrew's got to cook them noodles. Hopefully not blow the house up anymore. You can't handle but one of those in your lifetime. We hope that you have a great, well, he's already into his Monday. He's dishing up noodles. We hope that you have a great, my son has returned. Come on in. Are you leaving? Oh, he come to say bye. My son is such sweet sorrow. My son has come to say goodbye. Bye, my son. I hope you have he goes real far away. What is it, 2 miles? Yeah. About 2 miles. Maybe 2.5 at the most. Over the mountain and through the woods to Jeremy's house we go. But come on in here. You got a minute. You ain't got to go that fast. I'm not going to be on here much longer. He's a night owl anyway. He works third shift. And we're going to lose Podbean here in about 2 minutes. Good night to all of you. I won't be much longer. We thank you for being here. Here's my son. My son, my son. You know, I feel like the Godfather tonight. I'm calling him in. You know, Michael Corleone. You know, although he's the oldest, not the youngest. I got to turn things over to him. You know, got to make sure I'll become the consigliere. I will. Lewis says, hello. That's Lewis from Ohio. Boy, hit a high note there. Ohio, Lewis. Whiskey the roof noodle, no. Two disabled. Oh, yeah, you got to take care of them. You got to take care of them. Yeah, Andrews, South Oz, man. Y'all have a great a great evening. But this is my oldest. He's getting too old because he is making me feel older, you know. And he's losing hair too. He's receding. He's got some gray in the old facial hair there. He's a big helper and supporter to his mom and to his dad as well. We work at the same place. You got to work tomorrow, right? Yeah, you're off tonight. So he works tomorrow night. His two children, or three, I really three, but they're my all girls, granddaughters. I was going to say the oldest ones are one of my first grandchildren. And he's a little shy, so he doesn't get on camera much with me. But I'm glad he stopped by. He is a Georgia fan, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Raised him right. In fact, that's his chair. I just kind of borrowed it in the studio. He's a Georgia fan, Georgia. And we love our dogs. Goodbye, Podbean. We lost them. They have a limit. You'd have to go back in. But I've had fun tonight. I tell you, it's going to be fun. This I got a feeling it might roll into the morning, into tomorrow night. I can't wait to see what the morning news brings as the president hits the goat-eating ground moles of Houthiville, the Houvillians. Oh man, we got to come up with a song. I'm going to create a song tonight about the Houthis, and I'm going to debut this. If I get it all done, I'm going to have it on in the morning. We're gonna use some AI. We're gonna come up with a song about the Houthis getting backhanded and front-handed and a fist to the mouth from the President of the United States of America. You reckon they put on their messages, hello from President Trump? You know, they do that on some of the bombs and stuff. That would be great. College? Lewis says his college is Miami. Come on, Lewis. I could dig it on the Bills, but Miami? Come on, man. I'm just kidding you. Root for who you root for. Thank God you didn't say Notre Dame. Notre Dame. And no offense to any Notre Dame fans out there. No offense. We do like our sports. And we do have a sports show. Right now we're just kind of doing racing. But when the racing is off, we'll have a regular sports show. Yo, the Hurricanes. Look, I just got a... Oh, I thought I said yo. I looked at it wrong. I pictured him with his hat turned around backwards. Yo, the Hurricanes. He said yeah. Lewis in the house. I hope Chick Bates okay. Haven't talked to her in a bit. Been meaning to reach out. Like I said, my life kind of turned upside down for a few days, but we are kicking it right now. We're gonna go get a good night's sleep, and we're gonna take on Monday like a boss, because I am a boss. I have a small crew of 2. But there's a lot to get done. Right now it's only 1 because one's on special assignment. It's like a news person on special assignment. But yeah, we're going to take on Monday like a boss and get things done. And we're gonna kick it in the morning on the morning show. And then tomorrow night, Miss Elizabeth and Rob, the whole gang back together for Mama Said. Now Wednesday night, let me remind you again, it's retro 80s music deuce part 2. And yes, Dave has a wig. Yeah, Jake the Snake Hudson, or Husden, challenged me I said, well, if I'm going to get one, I'm going to do it for that night. So I will be in the full regalia with a new name for that show. And we're going to have some fun. Hopefully, Steve from Half Pine Forge is going to be able to join us on the stage. By the way, I've got to hit him up because he has got a song that he. You got to put that on. That's not the one I'm wearing, by the way, but you can wear that. I don't even know if you got it right, but it's great. It looks right. I think you got it right. Yeah, the longer in the back there. Put it back on. If your daughter sees this, she's going to be going, I don't know that guy. Wow. He's off Wednesday night. I need to get him to join the band for Wednesday night in his new do. Miss Elizabeth will say, you need to do some teasing around there. That thing looks like you crawled out. That looks like a dude that went on a 3-day drunk and fell in the gutter. After he vomited and peed in the gutter, he fell into it. That's what I love it. I love it. Having fun. I have a new hat. I will wear the hat as well, the hair, the hat, and some shades with a new name. It's all new, all new. And this is not a one-off. It's not a one-off. We're going to have, we got to get that cut down. Got some wind, a little wind action. What do you think, Miss Elizabeth? We got to get him a rocker name. I can't even think right now. What are we talking about tomorrow night? God, I don't know. I hadn't decided. Robert may have an idea, or you may have an idea. It will hit me during the day tomorrow. I'll be sure to message. It may be freeform, Mama said. But there'll probably be something that we'll tackle. I don't know the theme. Yes, a rocker name for sure. What would be your rocker name? Well, we could use the goat eating ground moles. That could be the name of the band. The goat eating ground moles. And you could be a Houthi. That's probably what a Houthi looks like, to be honest. Oh my gosh. You see, my son, he's shy, but he has a sense of humor. Both my sons have humor. We get it from my dad and granddad. Us Cordell men, we have our serious side, but we also have our comical side. And we like to have fun. And so, Miss Elizabeth, be sure to join us Wednesday night. You're welcome to come on stage and be involved in the carnage and the chaos that's going to be 80s hair metal band night is officially what we called that. 80s hair band metal. Now, I know it wasn't metal. Hair band night. But we ain't talking about no jackleg flock of seagulls, okay? That's out. No.
Kind of look like one of them rocker band from Def Leppard.
Well, you could be kind of maybe Sab from Def Leppard. His hair did kind of go like that. I could go with that. We'll call you Sav. Come on up, Miss Elizabeth, because we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about music. Steve has got a dig at a song that Aerosmith does, and he said he would have to explain it to me on the air. He said he put down one of my greatest Aerosmith songs. I got to find out what he's talking about. Steve already got the hair. He don't need the hair. You've already got the hair. I got to have some hair. So I do. My sister said I look like Nikki Sixx with the hair on. Of course, I'm sure she means a fat-faced Nikki Sixx. So we'll see. I did try it on. I did take a couple of pictures. I'm keeping it not online yet because I wanted to wait till the night of the show. It is a show. And out of this, there's going to be some information we're going to give you um, that not. This is not a one-off. The 80s part, well, it will continue on. Let's just say that. We'll talk about that Wednesday. Of course, Rob will be there in his getup. We've seen that, unless he's got something new. And I'll stop right there because me and him have talked, and we have news that we're going to share that night. In the 80s, I could pull off the hair. 80s was hairspray, mullets. Yeah, a little bit of color down the part of it, sparkles. Oh yeah. So what? Big hair. Yes, big hair. Absolutely. Remember when Axl Rose had his big hair? They came out with "Welcome to the Jungle," and in the video he's got that big hair, and I'm like, the music. I was like, this is really good music, but what's wrong with this guy? Why does he got? I was never into the drag look. Remember Poison's first album and the look they had on that was the whole New York Dolls look. We talked about that the last show, but they had that makeup on, mascara, big hair. They would have fit right in Joe Biden's military. They would have. But then quickly that got ridiculed, like pretty quick. And they brought the hair down. Somewhat. It wasn't totally down. Some of them got more down than others. I think Cinderella always had big hair. I don't think they changed theirs for a long time, if ever. But some of them started getting it a little more in line, Well, there were some bands out there just kicking their butt, and they had to do something. Lewis says, sorta. Couple of minutes, folks, here. We're going to get off here. We need to shut her down. I need to get into bed. I'm a night owl, too. It's hard for me. I have to really wind down. I'm honestly, I am so fired up tonight. I could go another hour easy without even being tired. Easy. In fact, I had thought about going with another show to midnight. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be nice and go to bed and be good, Dave. But I probably won't go to sleep right away. Got some new. I've been busy today. I've got everything sent out. Well, not everything, but 95% of all the things we need for our web designer. I'm so excited. We're going to have a website. Hopefully within a week. There'll probably be tweaks to it. Needs to happen along the way. But wow, getting all this housed into one place, because some of you are coming from many different areas and you never see the other areas. And then our affiliation with Patriot Mobile. Go, Patriot Mobile. We're excited about that. Mammoth Nation, Dubby. And it's going to be a great week. We're kicking it. We're not going to let this week kick us like last week. I had a bad week. Just a bad week. I felt like I was rode hard and put up with, as we say here in the South. It's like every time I turned, I was getting kicked. And I don't even have to tell you where. It sucked. That's all I can say. There's just nothing good to say about it. But, as a good Christian, I realize there's a purpose and a plan and everything. And so I'm not, I didn't get on my pity party. If anything, I've gotten fired up. It's like, okay, all right, I see how it is. Go ahead, Miss Elizabeth, you need to. Definitely, and we'll see there. I'm fixing to do that myself. I got to get Sav here. He needs his beauty sleep. And we got to get him... We got to get him in bed too. He stays up half the night though. When do you go to bed? 2 o'clock in the morning? 3? Sometimes, I bet. But yeah, Miss Elizabeth, thank you for being here. Jerry's already left. Lewis, thank you for being here. It's late for you, Lewis. Thank you all of Instagram. All of our folks in Podbean was here. We have quite a few people from X in here tonight. Thank you so much. Twitch. Facebook was probably Miss Elizabeth and some YouTubers and probably some Rumble folks I just can't see. I'm sorry, it's just not showing for me right now. It's okay, but we thank you for being here. If you just listen, I hope you've laughed your tails off tonight. I hope that we provided some entertainment for you. Usually my news show is very serious, on point. I get fired up a little bit, but I needed this tonight. I'll say it. I'm ready. I go back to Dennis Ferreira, never say his name, and get Shorty. And I feel like him as he walks in to see Gene Hackman, and Gene Hackman tells him, look right here, look into my eye. He's like, what? What did you say? What? He gets up the phone, he just waylays him. I mean, he just waylays him, and then the little jerkweed, the little tough guy, comes in with his little pistol, and he's trying to talk tough, and he just takes care of him. That's President Trump tonight. He's like, and that's the way I feel tonight. We're just ready to, tell some people how it is. Enough is enough. We've had enough. And so we're going to hit Monday hard in the morning on the morning show. And we're going to close out with some music here. We'll drop down. We'll play a few. I didn't do a commercial tonight. I just let her roll. But I need to run at least the pictures of them at the end. So we don't do that all the time. We didn't do it Friday night either. We got to do that. Usually I do them coming in, but I was busy with some stuff here in the studio. But we're gonna do that. Get this thing shut down, and hey, go jump in somebody's live and give them a lot of follows. Give us a like, a follow, a share, all those things you do. It does help, and we appreciate all of your support. And we hope and truly hope and pray that you're blessed, and the best of thoughts and best wishes and prayers for your home, your families, your kids, your grandkids, spouses, your jobs, all those things. We truly mean that. Let's pray for the nation, pray for the president, and let's tell the world to sit down and shut up. We don't care anymore. You know what? I could just see the messages go around the world. They're calling each other. America's had enough. We have. We're not taking it anymore. It's like movies are popping out in my head left and right. But we're not going to take it anymore. And we're not going to sit down and we're going to tell you how you feel, and we don't care if it hurts your feelings. Man up. It's time America flexed its muscles a little bit and push these bullies back. And in some cases, just go down that little dirt hole they're in and let that be their permanent dirt nap. And don't make threats to the United States of America, Houthis. We're not impressed. We're not scared. We're not running. And you're fixing to get punched in the mouth again and again and again until you shut your Houthi goat-eating mouth and climb back into that hole that you came out of. You and your ugly uniform as well. That's the way I feel tonight. I hate their goat-eating guts tonight. I shouldn't say it that way, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. You threaten to hit our military, that's our sons and daughters. You can go to where the sun don't shine. We don't care anymore. I've had enough. Enough is enough. Shut your face, your pie hole. Now, this is not time for America to play nice. This is time for America to flex its muscles. We don't like war. We don't like military action. But when you ask for it and you continually cause them problems, you're going to get what you get. Payday is here, baby. And it's coming down on top of your head. All right, we're going to drop down and play some music. Appreciate y'all very much. I can't say it enough. Y'all are awesome. I've had a great time tonight. And it means a lot to me. See you, Sav. Appreciate you making an appearance here on the Southern Fried stage. We appreciate you so very much. All right.
Oh, well, it's early in the morning, grab a cup and tune on in. Robert and Dave got that southern charm, let the laughter begin. From the morning funny to MAGA minute, ain't no better way to start your day the southern way, with a little joke and pray. We're just southern folks talking southern things, front porch swinging where the church bells rang. From Mama Said to Hump Day News, we keep it real with down-home views. Sunday morning in the Word, get that gospel flow. nighttime call, so let's let our troubles go. Come Monday night, mama said is bringing the truth. And when it's night talk with Dave, man, you know it's getting loose. We're just southern folks talking southern things, stories and sports where the good times hang. From SFP News to I Remember That, we tell it like it is, and that's a fact. Got our veteran of the week, gotta show our pride. Pets of the week, bringing love worldwide. Talking paranormal, digging true crime. Southern fried stories all the dang time. So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give 'em a hand? So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give 'em a hand?